All right, so today I'm going to record a full video of installing, or replacing rather, this Rainbird controller. What do we got here? We've got a Rainbird ESP modular controller, and we're going to be installing the Hunter HPC 400. All right, first things first, we got to get this one off the wall. The power here is easy to turn off. There's a switch. It is off. It says no AC on here. We will be checking that. Oh, poor lizard. All right, let's go ahead and open up the power bay using a low voltage or voltage pen. Now just to show you, it's on, that's off. It's off, good. Hey, at least they took the jumper out of the rain sensor in here. All right, now red, orange, yellow, blue. I will be going back to this video to put that back together. Usually I'll take a picture of this, but since I'm using the camera to record myself, that's not gonna work. And it's just easier to attach all of these. All right, that's a little silly. No, it's not. I was looking at something different. Rain sensor is detached. Make sure that these other wires are not being used, they're not stripped. And I want to make sure I don't confuse myself later. The blue wire being used. Next thing's next. We'll use the channel locks, aka the second hammer. Pull that from the side. Take off the lock nut on this, even though it's really not attached to anything. Might do something different with this. And you definitely don't need the entire bundle of wire. So that can go, whatever this was, can go. And now we're left with power wires. Super short, super short. That's annoying, so we'll work with it. And when we got the last lock nut in here, you want to take the lock nuts off first before you start taking the screws mounting the controller to the wall off the wall. Do that, then the whole controller wants to move around when you're banging around on stuff. And now that I got everything disconnected, we can start screws that are holding it to the wall. Now there is one last screw right here that we can't get to. The house was just recently painted, so I'm gonna break the seal on the paint so we don't pull the paint off the customer's house. Literally, the painters are still here. All right. Easy peasy. It's off the wall. Now, we got to pull out our new Hunter controller, and I do a few things to this before I install it on the wall. Number, pull the door, lay that to the side. Number two, we pull the panel. Thank you, Hunter, for inventing this much better clip where you squeeze these two, pull it out with it. And also, thank you, Hunter, for putting that little wiring thing there. If you guys didn't already know it, take your camera out, scan that, and it'll give you instructions on exactly how to wire the sensors in this controller. It isn't the same. They've changed it. So be aware of it. We're going to go ahead and remove all of this advertising, since I'm fully aware of where all that stuff goes. And then the next thing we have to do is get rid of this whip. Now, in a lot of other places, the whip is used, and technically I have an outlet here, but in Florida, we hardwire everything. You'll notice I do that in most of my videos, but it is nice that Hunter offers the whip to the majority of installers who are using the whip. I just don't. So go ahead and clip the wires here. There's a little connector in here we have to clip, otherwise the wires won't come out. So now that the connector's out of the way, we can start unscrewing the whip. And there we go. No more whip. So, couple things. Not really worried about this one because that can go anywhere. This is going to go here, and then I'm going to find a way, and this would be a 90. Wonder if I have anything in here that'll do that for transferring. I'm going to figure something out. All right. Now what you see me do here, you have to be careful with. You can cause problems, and I'm just scoring the pipe. And you can see that I'm actually twisting the pipe because I'm scoring it all the way around. I don't want to cut the wire. I want to bring this pipe down to here for a reason. Now that I scored it all the way around, pull off that piece. And we can put it right back under there. Now, I'm going to get myself a female adapter. I'm going to screw it onto there. I'm going to screw on this liquid tight connector. That would allow me to run the rest of this in liquid tight up to the top, where I'm going to be able to use this on the side. So I'm gonna go grab a female adapter, see if I already have one in here. Don't think I do. And yes, you're about to see me use a white female adapter. All right, I got it. Now, I'm just gonna screw it into the liquid tight fitting. I'd say that's nice and tight. Get this cap back off of here. Tighten that up too much. All right, awesome. Now, we can bring it up to the controller at whatever length we want. I'm gonna cut it to that. It's probably longer than I need. I should get that kind of straight, bend it the other way. So yeah, sometimes I gotta make some slight modifications from what was already there. And then this is one of those cases. Beautiful. Now, I noticed that this, I wanna make sure it stays on there. I'll probably put another strap on there and I'll strap this one too. But for the sake of it, this is the one that I need to line up with because all of the other ones move. And there we are. All right. Got to remove that screw. It's in the way. Didn't see it there. Oops. Gone. All right. Let's try this again. Alrighty. Typically, I use my phone as a level, but I have other things around me to help me figure out what level looks like. But I'm going to worry about level in a minute. Right now, I'm worried about making this mark right here. And what I like to do is the top of my little mark, well, look in there. I'm going to drill that much further down from that mark. And that's what's going to give me a set point for that. Let's go ahead and grab this puppy right here. Come down just a tiny bit. Cover your ears. Bingo! All right. So rather than sitting here fighting with this to try to find the right screw, there we go. You know what? I remember now. I remember screw tips are important. The tip of the screw I was about to use wasn't going to work, so we're going to use this one. Now that I think about it, it might be too large. Move this to the side, found out. Damn it. That's what I get. Got all kinds of different screws here. Just got to make sure the one that I want to use will work. All right, so none of those screws will work because they're too fat-headed. I've got another one that will, but it's going to require that I drill a different hole. Kind of sucks, but this is really how this works. I'm not perfect. Once in a while, I mess something up. So we will find. Definitely don't have a better screw for this, and the other screw won't fit in that hole because that hole is too big. See? Yep. Although, no. Yeah, I can't help myself. I got to do it. I got to leave the screw. I got to use the fat one. Like a glove. All right. Now that we did that, we're going to mark the other two holes that I need to mark. There is a sheet of paper that comes with this. Tells you how to mark them. I don't carry tape. Here's a pro tip for these two. I screw them in at an angle. There's a reason for it. Because when it comes time to actually put the screws in, I have to put the drill in at an angle. So it makes sense that the holes are at an angle. Controller's on the wall. Good stuff. Now, let's start putting everything. Oh, man. I did forget to do something. Jeez, I just hit my hand twice right there. Got it. I always have a habit of forgetting to put that back on. So let's just go ahead and stick that on there right now. This needs to get cut right here. All right. Now that we've got the sensor wire in here, yes, I left it long. Actually, before I do that, put this lock nut back on here. I'll end up organizing the wires and look at this and be like, crap, now I got to put that on there and unorganize the wires, which is annoying. Now that we got that where we want it, we're going to go ahead and connect, in this case, the red wire to 2. We'll close send 1, and then we'll connect the other one to the common wire as we connect the common wire. I'm missing one crucial tool. Let me see if I have one in here. Nope. I'll be right back. Phillips head screwdriver. That's how I plan on doing the next step, which is coiling my wires. You know, I drive people crazy with this, but my level of quality on an install has to be this high. I'm a sprinkler dude, for crying out loud. Anytime you're doing a rain sensor, this, or any time you're putting 2 wires under a screw, twist them together so that they don't come apart. All right, so we can push this back under here. I like my wires organized. Now I'm going to take the wires we're not using, black, brown, and green, and stick them to the side. Not being used right now, but maybe in the future, which is highly unlikely. The valves are right there on the other side of this gate. But if something goes wrong with one of the wires, the reason why we leave these in here, so that we can use one of these wires in the future. Spare wires. I like to leave those over to the side. All right, it's that time. Let's go review the video to see what color order those were in. Roy Biv. That's what it is. Red, orange, yellow, blue. So, start with red. Get this one coiled up nice and neat. I will do the coil for the orange for zone 2, nice and tight. Following the orange, we're going to do the yellow, so we'll get this one filled up nice and neat, and finally the blue wire. All right, now that we've got the rain sensor connected and the zone valve wires connected, next order of business, going to be getting the master valve connected, and I'm going to have a fun time with that. I have an idea. I might do that. I might run this master valve wire here down, probably use the same conduit. The valve box is just on the other side of this gate. If we can make it into that valve box, then remember those spare wires I was talking about in here, the green, brown, and black? Well, we can pick one of those up and connect it to the master valve, and then we don't have to run another conduit into here. I'll do that in a second. Before I get to that, let's finish up with the power. So, these extremely short wires in here. Let's get our lock nut on there. The wires are annoyingly short. Don't ask me how I do that with my big hands. Good. All right, get a few wire nuts in here. Got ahead of ourselves. Got to strip back the wires. 14 gauge, use the 14 gauge on your strippers so you don't overdo it. Here's a tip an electrician taught me. Start with your ground cable first. You want to be grounded. That's important. Now, I realize the power is off here, but this is just a good practice. Another good practice is twisting this wire nut until I see the wires twisting with each other on the bottom, which would mean that the wire nut has locked into place. And just like that, the ground wire is good to go. I'll tuck that guy back there, and then we'll go with the neutral next. Then finally, we'll go with the power wire, black wire, the hot wire. .com. Now all the twisties are twisted. We'll go ahead and put our power bay cover back on. I'm impatient. That's what I get. Wrong screw tip. I gotta use the screwdriver. Screw gun's faster. All right, well, there's the installation of the controller. I'm gonna continue on by connecting those wires down in the valve box so that the master valve can be controlled through the wires that are coming through this conduit. I do have to put a conduit strap on this one, and I'll probably put one on this one. And other than that, we'll pretty much close it up right there. That's how I install a controller, or how I replace any other controller with a Hunter HPC controller. The only thing left to do on here, after the wiring I just talked about, is power it on and start putting in the Wi-Fi information so that I can set up this controller on our Hydrawise account and send the customer their access to their controller. On to the next one.